Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner from Europe Top Team. Put your hands together for Johan Salvador.
Et ça n'hésite plus. Le bien ou le mal, là c'est pas le bien qui triomphe. L'instinct a fait un triomphe et un cri on fonce. Si l'émeute s'étend, c'est rien, c'est rien. Et si c'est inquiétant, ça va pas bien loin. Si tout est fermé, les rues, les voitures enflammées. Et ta citoyenneté, on n'en a rien à glander. Les gens des halls me comprennent. C'est leur risque que j'aime. Ils disent qu'il y a trop de haine qui coule dans mes veines. Un peuple héroïque face à un pouvoir égoïste. Un coup de gueule des sous-classes de la République. Ça chante bataille sur les Champs-Élysées. Le diable vient pisser sur la rue de la paix. On lâche pas le contrôle, c'est rien, c'est rien. Sur la misère de l'émeute, subit la haine de la meute. C'est rien, c'est rien. Ça va pas bien loin. C'est rien, c'est rien. Si ça pue qui le sent, c'est rien, c'est rien. Si la tension est oppressante, ça va pas bien loin. S'il y a plus de respect, plus de garde et plus de gradé.
And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner from Avedon MMA. Give it up for Ryan Dennis.
Contenders 23 main card time. Hope you enjoyed those fisted starters. 5 pounds and 6 much. But that was just the starter. Now we've got the proper feast of fighting for you. We've got 5 fights, 4 pro MMA fights, and 1 boxing title defence for Super Stevie-Ann Levy. Making his way to the cage as I speak is Ryan Dennis from Avedon MMA. He's a featherweight pro MMA fight. This is his pro debut. And it's certainly going to be very interesting. He's facing Johan Salvador, a guy we've seen before in Contenders. He was the guy who lost to Scott Butters on his pro debut. And so let's see how this is going to play out, Dean. We had a few technical difficulties. Are you back with me, though?
Yeah, I'm back in the flesh. But I mean, we can't count out Salvador. He's really, really tough. I mean, Scott is a beast in himself, so this is going to be a crazy fight. So make sure you stay in your seat for this fight, ladies and gentlemen.
Introducing to you one more time, fighting out of the red corner from Europe Top Team. Put your hands together for Johan Salvador. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner from Avedon MMA. Give it up for Ryan Dennis. This professional mixed martial arts contest will be fought over 3 5-minute rounds. Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Dan Movaheady.
Okay, here we go. Featherweight pro MMA action. Johan Salvador of the Europe Top Team Reims in the red corner with the all-black shorts, and his opponent Ryan Dennis making his pro MMA debut today in the blue corner with the red shorts. 3 5-minute rounds. Here we go. Mark Heath, Dean Midhat here at Contenders 23. Main card underway.
Salvador's got that really exciting style, solid BJJ skills. He's a movement-based striker with outstanding footwork.
Absolutely, and look for Dennis. He's very strong with his takedowns. There we go, straight, right on cue. He catches the kick and takes Salvador to the floor. And looking now to work inside the guard, Dean.
They're the elbows we were talking about earlier on in the night, but you're able to just post on the head and fire that elbow down. Salvador's looking for the triangle here. He's going to look to sneak that leg, the left leg up and around, catch the neck and the arm, but nonetheless, Dennis was able to stand up there, posture out of that position. Dennis himself a tight striker, sorry, Mark.
I was going to say, we know Salvador's aggressive. We saw that in the fight with Scott Butters. Got good inside leg kicks. We'll switch stances as well. As I say, Ryan Dennis, very good with the double leg takedowns. Good scrambles on the ground. And he can definitely work submissions when he's down there. Pro debut, of course. Let's hope the adrenaline dump doesn't come into play for Ryan Dennis. But so far, he's got the takedown. Salvador now stalking him on the feet, though, Dean.
Salvador's taken center cage here. He's really controlling here. If you look at how this looks on the outside, particularly to the judges, Salvador's really commanding what he does, and he drops levels. Beautiful double leg.
But Ryan Dennis bounces straight back up, and now he's got Salvador in a choke.
Dennis has got a very tight guillotine here, but Salvador did the right thing. This is the experience from Salvador. He used the cage to stop the leverage of Dennis. Dennis wanted to lock that neck up, go to the ground, pull guard, and then lever his back backwards to hyperextend his back to get that choke. So Salvador used the cage there to nullify that.
They both go to the floor. Crazy scrambles. He's still holding on to that choke, Dean. Salvador now pressure him against the cage. He's out. And now he's going to work. Just misses a big elbow there from Salvador. Should point out, Salvador fought Scott Butters at lightweight. This is a featherweight fight, so maybe he's more natural weight. And he does look quite big in there, doesn't he?
Salvador, he's got real powerful legs. You can see there, he works a lot when he's squatted down. He wants to be able to load. It's called preload in your muscles. He wants to draw that power up, whether it's a takedown, level change, a leg kick that we just saw, or indeed the punches.
That was a nice leg kick. Oh, return there from Dennis. Great. Really turn the hip over and put the power, sinking that shin into the thigh of Salvador.
Dennis likes to go to the calf there. Traditionally, kind of kick the thigh muscle, but we're seeing this a lot in MMA now. Just attack that calf, which is a smaller muscle, and it offers the affordance to really disrupt the base on the leg that you're kicking. So if you imagine that your calf has been blasted with the shin for a while, you're going to get bruised into the muscle, damage to the muscle, so it's not able to do its job properly. And that will obviously affect the ability for Salvador to move in and out of range.
Leg kick's one of the most underrated weapons in all of MMA because they really do slow people down. Nice shot there from Dennis. Salvador winced after that. I don't know if he got caught in the eye slightly by the knuckle. That was a most telling shot probably so far of the fight. Nice right hand from Dennis.
Salvador's got some beautiful kicks. He's so fast with those legs, and they often use capoeira type spinning heel kicks when he's at range, so watch out for those. Salvador now looking to work that. Whoa, that was beautiful right hand straight down.
Big right hand. He's countering the kicks nicely now. He knows that Salvador's throwing that powerful leg kick, and he's throwing the right hand. Perfect counter from Ryan Dennis. Oh, he goes up top as well.
I'd like to see Dennis work that left hook. You see the right arm dropping on Salvador. Drops all the way down. You see the way he moves in. Watch it go down. Really so far away from his chin. If Dennis can attack that left side with kicks and even left hooks, he's going to have some success there.
It's a good read. Look how low that left hand is. And again, he catches a kick, takes him to the floor. Ryan Dennis, will he engage on the floor? Will he let him back up? Up kick there from Johan Salvador.
Salvador works them off his back, vicious from that position. He'll hold the feet and then block you there, up kick you, and aim to look for the knockout.
Dennis dives into the guard, looking to get some ground and pound time here, see what he can do on the floor.
Dennis is known from his dominant top pressure. He'll look to pass and then set up Kimura from the north-south position.
Salvador's really throwing up those up kicks, isn't he, from his back? I mean, you've got to watch those.
Salvador now looking for the sweep. Could be looking for the electric chair sweep there on the bottom. He's got to be careful about the mounted guillotine here.
Back to half guard. Dennis threatened briefly there.
Sorry, Mark, this is Dennis showing his ability to hang in the pro ranks. He went for that submission, sensed that he could get swept, and now he's on top, dropping the elbows, Mark.
Oh, he's dropping bombs on Johan Salvador. Oh, saved by the horn. Ryan Dennis, impressive first round, Dean, for his pro debut here at Contenders 23. Dropping those elbows right at the end, got some takedowns. Good stuff.
And we talked about his top control and his ability to stay there. And if you've got good base on that top position, you almost certainly can fire down strikes, including the elbows.
We saw at the end there, of course, he's not been able to throw those before, but he was dropping heavy elbows there at the end. I call them elbows because they hurt like hell when they land. And you can really split someone open them as well, obviously. Salvador, I don't think he shipped too much damage there at the end, but certainly he needed that horn to save him at the end because he was in a very compromised position. But Salvador, you could argue, was maybe the aggressor through most of that first round. He was certainly pressuring the action, Dean.
Yeah, Salvador kind of was commanding the center cage early on, but Dennis found his groove, found his confidence, and he really started to pressure forward, and he was dominant from the top, so I'd like to see him try and end up on top when it goes to the ground.
Okay, so just about ready for the second round. 3 5-minute rounds here. Cage door is going to be shut. Mr. Stuart Chase, lovely guy, I think, tonight. Sam Overhead, he's going to call him back, and here we go. Round 2's underway.
Salvador now working that footwork, that elusive style. You often see that at range, they keep their hands low, but that makes the affordance of the chin being out there, so he needs to make sure that he's ticking the boxes with regards to distant management.
Just a little slip in front of us there from Dennis. He wasn't rocked, but not a good time to lose your foot in there up against the cage. And again, we're back to this pattern where Salvador is the aggressor. He's kind of stalking Dennis. You can see both these gentlemen's legs in front of us, Dean. The lead legs are starting to get chewed up from the kicks. Here we go, Salvador going. Nice sprawl from Dennis. And now he's got him in a choke.
Looks like he could be working the guillotine there. Looked like it was a Dar setup. He used that to kind of progress, and that's what he's great at. When Dennis gets to the ground, he kind of uses the positions to set up submissions. He uses the damage from the punches to really favour that. But that was great work there from Salvador to get into the full guard position. Able to control the posture. He's got to be careful here. When Dennis can get up like that, he can really rain down those punches.
He kicks the legs on the floor as well. You've got to watch those up kicks there if you're Dennis, because Salvador's shown that he's not afraid to throw them with impunity and with bad intentions. And he just got caught low, I think, there. He's okay. Straight back into the action then. Salvador acknowledges that he did catch him loads at the end of that particular exchange. Again, Salvador back to commanding the centre of the cage, pushing Dennis.
Dennis has got to use this to his advantage. You'll notice that he's commanding the centre of the cage and he has to move laterally, he has to come forward. So I like to see Ryan Dennis really chew that front leg up with that rear kick. You see there, as he circles off, he's going to the body there, beautiful. But when Salvador circles off, he plants that lead leg. Beautiful double leg, looking to switch to the single leg, head inside, working head outside now. We'll be careful of that guillotine, however. They'll keep the pressure here. They'll keep Dennis up against that cage, so he can't drop down into that full guillotine position and obtain the guard, but he's going to use this position to switch now. Beautiful switch there from Dennis.
That's great work from Dennis. From a bad position, he's worked it to his own favour here. Dean, I believe, now he's going for the takedown, looking for those legs, looking for the double.
The ankle pick there, but Salvador is using the 100% there to turn Dennis around. That really stopped that takedown. Really hiked up the body there from the armpit region, blocked that shoulder. It's a circular motion to pull him up.
And look in the stand-up here, Dean, you alluded to here. Salvador's stance is really quite wide, isn't it? He's got that left leg really quite a long way out, and that is going to be money for leg kicks for Dennis. If he can pick up on that, he's obviously landed some heavy ones already. And as Salvador looks to press forward, that stance does come wide in that leg. There you go, inside leg kick from Dennis. Turned by Salvador, but Dennis, I think, maybe trying to zero in now on that leg.
He's throwing the 1-2 there. He's got to be careful about overextended. He doesn't want to push himself off balance. He's not be able to react when Salvador counters, either with the punches, kicks, or the takedown.
Just missed that from Ryan Dennis, but that was a good intention. And Dennis is the one in the centre of the cage, perhaps pushing Salvador back for the first time. Whoa, shot from a long way out there, Salvador. Could have sent a letter, would have got there quicker, and Dennis is all over it.
Looking for the ankle pick there at range. That's the danger of not being so close when you shooting your opponent. If they sprawl, they're going to end up on top of you here. We're seeing Dennis now, as per to his style, he likes to grind past the guard, use strikes to open up submissions. Salvador here is frantically using his foot on the hips. He's going to try and pull the guard round the body to control the motion and the posture of Ryan Dennis.
And he swings the leg to side and looks at that big right hand. And now he's inside control, Dean.
Here's the Kimura we were talking about. He's locked figure 4 up now. What he's got to do is step over the head with the left leg and end up in the north-south position. At this present time, the cage is kind of not the friend of Ryan Dennis, but he's going to use it to crank anyway.
Got time, he's got 40 seconds left in the round. Salvador not giving up, still fighting on the bottom. He's got the leg of Dennis, the single. Again, he's stuffed with the nice sprawl from Dennis. Impressive work from Dennis again, Dean.
Dennis now, the Anaconda. Mike, going to use that to transfer to the mount here. He spoke about his ability to really just advance his position, uses submissions to do that. So he'll distract you with the submission, force you to defend your neck, and then pass into a better position. But Salvador very savvy off his back. See there, he's used, beautiful up kick. Used his foot on the hip there to gain that momentum to fire that left leg up into the chin of Dennis.
And he uses those really aggressively, doesn't he? The up kicks from Salvador. But again, another impressive round there from Ryan Dennis. We saw him start to take the centre of the cage towards the end of that round. Got the takedown, obviously, when Salvador shot from a mile out, and often that's the sign that you're not really confident with the way things are going on the feet. Obviously ended up in a bad position, and Ryan Dennis played that out to his advantage towards the end of that round, Dean.
Salvador needs to really mask his shots, to disguise them with strikes. But he likes to work at a distance, so he needs to come in, but safely, keep the hands nice and high, or move the head off the centre line and disguise those shots. Maybe even use the cage to help him with those takedowns.
So third and final round coming up here. First fight on the main card of Contenders 23. 4 more fights after this, and you don't want to miss a single one of them, a single second of them, because they are all fantastic fights. Once again, thanks for spending your Saturday evening with us. Hopefully you're not regretting that decision so far. Mark Heath, Dean Midhat here with you. Packed and electric Epic Studios here. Contenders 23 as we get the third and final round of this featherweight pro matchup underway. Round 3, here we go.
Salvador now taking centre cage. It's interesting to see, like, he's got a killer left hook, and he's not got close enough to really land that. It's interesting to see him work at this long range here. Must have been the game plan, to pick him apart with these long range punches, and then fire that leg kick when he needs to, and then move off. He's looking for the turn there, because he twitched his hip. That could be the fake, or indeed he's trying to land that turning body kick.
But the stance is so wide, Dean. He's really leaving himself open for those vicious leg kicks from Ryan Dennis. Dennis is really slamming that shin into that leg, and it's getting really red now.
This now moving. He's got some nice lateral movement. I'd like to see him put strikes on that. Beautiful pass of the knee there by Dennis, and he looks to land the counter right hand, but ultimately they find themselves in this position here, and this is a fight of underhooks and getting your head and indeed your hips lower than your opponent. Nice knee by Salvador, keeping Dennis busy. Dennis ultimately wants to get below those hips to implement that takedown.
This is some grueling stuff here up against the cage. Oftentimes it doesn't look like a lot's going on, Dean, but this is, you're using max effort, aren't you, at all times to try and get the advantage here. It's a real way to burn the gas tank out.
This is the hidden, like, Jedi tactics of grappling. You won't understand it unless you've been there. Someone's sapping your energy.
Salvador's got the choke on here. Looking for the standing guillotine. Dennis is out of it, lands a nice elbow there, Salvador.
Bouncing, work. Land that 1-2. Had success up against the cage. Or work those elbows close range and kind of utilize the skill set that he has for these pro rules.
Yeah, looking at the physiques, you think maybe Salvador's the bigger, stronger man. Oh, another vicious leg kick there from Ryan Dennis. He's using those really well, Dean.
Salvador's really planting that foot every time he moves left to right. He uses that left leg to push off on. That's planted on the ground, which makes it kind of hard to move out the way. He's going to keep those leg kicks.
Going to slow down his movement as well. I was just saying before that, though, looking at the physiques of the two guys, you think maybe Salvador the bigger. Oi, there's another vicious leg kick from Ryan Dennis. Spins Salvador around. But you alluded to earlier, he's had success when he's pushed Dennis against the cage, maybe using his physical size and strength. Maybe that's something you should start to look at as the end of the fight approaches here.
Salvador needs to implement steering techniques, left hooks, kicks, and really just use...
Hey, great shot there from Ryan Dennis. Lovely jab.
Real stiff jab, straight down the centre. Actually knocked Salvador off balance.
Now Dennis is looking to stalk his prey like a lion in the wild. Salvador shoots again. Oh, beautiful trip there from Ryan Dennis. He's on top again, Dean.
Salvador now looks like he's tiring. I think this is going to be the beginning of the end here if Dennis can keep this top position.
Look at Dennis working like a pit bull in there all over Salvador.
Salvador's corner frantically asking him to stand up. They want him to get up in this position. He's got to use the head and use the whizzer to get his legs underneath him and force the head down of Dennis and stand up with a wide base.
What a fight to start the main card here. Hope you're enjoying it at home, live on Fight TV. Excellent featherweight promo action to get the evening started on the main card.
He's now looking to get the hook in. Again, the back is the friend of Salvador. Back against the cage here is the friend. Stopping Dennis, obtaining that back position. He's rolling. Looks like he could roll in for a knee bar here.
Looking for that leg, Dean. Dennis is free of danger and he's let look up again.
It just seems this top position, this grinding style of Dennis has really sapped the power of Salvador out. He's just using kind of stalling tactics and tactics to kind of keep himself safe in this position. He's not really exploding and advancing out of here, Mark.
And there they are right in front of us, as you say, Dennis all over him, like a rash. Just not giving him a moment to breathe. He's constantly prepping in those little shots, which aren't going to stop the fight, but they're certainly going to make him defend and score for the judges. Salvador tries to roll through, Dennis on him. Got 30 seconds left here. Dennis put the exclamation mark on this pro debut. He's not letting him up, he's pushing him back again. Very, very impressive work from Ryan Dennis, Dean.
Relentless ground and pound there. Big right hands coming down. There's the elbows to Pro Wilson.
He's dropping bombs right in front of us, Dean. Is Salvador going to survive? He's got 10 seconds. Ryan Dennis was just dropping bombs there.
Great job by Salvador to stand up, but it could be too little too late. Looking for the turning back hit right at the horn.
And if I didn't have my hand full with the mic, I'd be clapping, because I really enjoyed that, Dean. That was a really, really interesting back and forth battle. What did you make of it?
What an entry to the main card here for two very highly skilled fighters in their own skill set. Salvador with that wide base and the elusive striking, and then a very dangerous up kicks from the ground, but Dennis with the grinding style, and I love the way he really utilised those elbows here for his pro debut.
Yeah, he was very impressive. As I say, towards the end there, he was all over him, wasn't he, like a rash. Was not giving him any time at all to try and get back to his feet, just constantly smothering him, denying him breath, and ultimately that may have been the key to the fight. Obviously, we're waiting now for the judges' scorecards. It was certainly close. How would you score that, Dean?
It's always difficult to say about with regards to scoring when you're commentating, and but you could argue that Dennis, just the forward pressure, his ability to control those exchanges, despite Salvador being, I mean, looking stronger. You know, the bigger sort of person with regards to his legs and the more power in the techniques, but I believe that Salvador got tired there at the end of that fight, and that allowed
Fighters to the centre of the cage,
that top
please.
pressure and engage in those clinch positions.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for 3 amazing rounds of MMA. Give both these guys a massive round of applause. A great way to kick off our main card this evening. After 3 hard-fought rounds, ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Your winner in the blue corner, give it up for Ryan Dennis! Now let's hear it for Johan Salvador.